Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. Thanks for watching. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell notification so that way the next time I upload a video you won't miss it. Also, I do currently have a giveaway going on from my previous video. If you're interested in checking that out, go ahead and check that out after this video. But thank you for watching, and let's just get right into this. So I've looked into like the Jeffree Star's eyeshadows, and I've noticed that there are some shades that are pretty close that resemble each other. And I'm like, he has a lot of palettes, you know, and a lot of people have all or pretty close to all of his eyeshadow palettes that in some of the shades look similar. And so I wanted to take a look into how close his eyeshadows are to each other, like what ones kind of match. And because as brands expand and get bigger and have a lot of eyeshadows and eyeshadow palettes, they have to be at least coming real close to matching shades, right? Or matching them, or basically duping themselves. So I have actually took a deep look into it, and I did a bunch of swatches, and I did, you know, kind of comparisons to all of his eyeshadows that I looked at and from what I have, and I noticed that there is actually quite a bit of his eyeshadows that do have matching shades, like spot on dupes. So he is basically already duping himself, so to speak. So, which is okay. I feel like it's okay for brands to do that, because, I mean, as long as they're not, like, doing, like, half of a palette in one other palette, you know, something like that. So, I made a list, and just so that I can remember what I found with what. So, let's start with this shade, and the Bloodlust palette. I found a shade in the Bloodlust palette, which is Sworn Enemy, which is Sworn Enemy. Where is this? Sworn Enemy, which is this green shade here. And I found the matching shade in Beauty Killer right here. Now, putting them up next to each other, both those green shades are spot on dupes. I will show you. So, this is Sworn Enemy. And this is Rich Bitch from the Beauty Killer palette. And I am going to swatch them. Oh, they're not spot on dupes, but I feel like on the eye with they're pretty close, I feel like. So I'm just going to wipe my fingers. But they are pretty close. They're a little off now that I see them a little more in a better light. But let's just keep going with what I thought. See, from an angle, from far, they're more closer. But as you get closer, they're not as spot on. So, and I wanted to show you guys that one first, because I wanted to show you that even though in the pans they may look real close, like once swatched, they're not as close. So let's just keep going and see what else I feel like I found. So also in the palette Conspiracy, the Conspiracy palette, the shade Diet Cola, which is this silver one, I found, let's see, in the Thirsty palette, this, it's okay. The silver shade right here, Divine. So this is Divine, and this is Diet Cola. You see, they're both silver. So I'm going to swatch Diet Cola first. That's, and here is Divine. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they are pretty much spot on dupes for each other. The texture is pretty close too. They're both very soft, shimmery silvers. I don't know if you guys are able to see it well enough. Let me just swatch Diet Cola again first, and then Divine. Just so you guys can see this a little better. Yeah, see, there you go. So those are definitely matched in my eyes. See how he's basically duped himself on that one, which again is okay. I mean, some people never got a chance to get thirsty. Some people weren't interested in the Shane Dawson palette but got thirsty. So again, and brands are gonna do this quite a bit. I feel like I don't have enough of the other brands to show you that there is other dupes, but I can almost bet you other brands are doing the same thing. So again, another shade I found was in the Conspiracy palette was the shade Trisha, which is this really bright pink. And I found in the Jawbreaker palette, and is it the Jawbreaker palette? Yep, and it was the shade Cotton Candy right here. Let's swatch them both. That is the shade Trisha. And that is the shade Cotton Candy. Let's swatch them. Here's Cotton Candy. And here is Trisha. These are pretty darn close to being... See how see how close they are? I feel like they are really, really close. And you know what? When you have them swatched on the eye, you're not gonna be able to tell the difference. I feel like I think that's important to know. Like, just even if it has a minor tone difference, you're not gonna be able to tell the difference on the eye. So, like, if you needed that one shade or the other, and you were out, I think you could definitely, use the other shade. So, the next one is in the Mini Breaker, the Mini Jawbreaker palette. And the Bloodlust palette. So, the Mini Breaker, it is Purple Punch, which is right here. And I'm just going to swatch it right here. double swatch. And the other shade I found was in the Bloodlust, and it is Blood Queen, which is right here. This one. The one on the end at the bottom. Not all the way at the bottom. This. And you see how there is a very minor tone difference? Difference is where those two are pretty much spot on. Real close. Real close. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 shades there. And I'm going to wipe them off. I'm probably going to have to use my other arm. If I can't get this, the pink is stained a little bit. But okay, I think we got it good enough. So, again, one from this one from this one. The next one also is from the Thirsty palette, again. And that was the shade Quench, which is the yellow. And this is important to know because this is a bright yellow. We're gonna, so, because yellows are, I feel like would be a hard shade to kind of differentiate. Like there's only, I mean, and the shade Wow. Like especially if they're bright yellows. You know what I mean? Like here's the shade Wow. And I'm going to swatch that right next to it. See how you have the one from the Thirsty palette right here and the one from the Jawbreaker palette right here. See, I don't feel like there is much difference. That if you don't have the Thirsty palette and you do have the Jawbreaker palette and you thought, wow, that yellow, you know, could be cool in my collection, you probably already have it. And not to tell you to not get all of his palettes. If you want, go for it. Like there's, look at, I have them all. I'm not going to tell you not to. The next shade is from the Conspiracy palette. And where's the other one? From the Blood Sugar. Okay. And this is Diet Root Beer, which is, it's a neutral. Working with, now I did just get the Orgy palette, and I am sure there are even more dupes of his, since he does have neutrals in other palettes. But that would have been another. And so the next, I said, Blood Sugar Ouch. So here's the shade Ouch. Let's swatch that. Again, these some of them may not be spot on dupes, but I feel like real close. And this one, I feel like is spot on. You may, I don't know if you will be able to tell it, but like even on the outsides of the swatches, it has the same tone. Spot on dupes. Spot on. So, if you notice, I've done about 3 or so, 3, maybe 4 shades from the Conspiracy palette. that match with his other palettes. Which, again, I think it's okay. I mean, it was a collab, so... Also, again, I found another one from the Conspiracy palette. Was Illuminati. Illuminati, which is this darker green right here. We're going to swatch that. And that's that one. And I found its dupe from the Blood Money palette. And that is Secret Stash, which is this one right here at the bottom. If those aren't dupes, I don't know, and it might not come off. They are like spot on dupes. Even the undertone, I feel like, around it is really, really close, guys. Like, so, that is another one. So, and also I did want to say that, like, if you noticed, he did, and this is a brand, I feel like a brand thing that brands do. They will get rid of a palette, like, he got rid of the Alien palette, and that was limited edition. That wasn't around very long. So not a lot of people were able to get their hands on it. I feel like a lot of people did, but not as many people as you would think, probably. So what he did, there were greens and purples in there. I bet you that there are a lot, like I said, I don't have it, but I bet you there were a lot of those greens that were put into here. And I think there were some purples. I bet there were some put into here. I bet if you combine that and then added a couple of neutrals and couple other tones, you got the Alien palette. Who's to say that I still don't wish I had the Alien palette? I do. I do. But, anyways. So the next one that I found was in the Blood Sugar palette. And I found the shade Glucose. Where is Glucose? Glucose. Okay, Glucose is just that white shade. Now, you might say, well, Renee, whites are whites. Of course, if a white goes with a palette, of course he's going to put it in there, right? And this is what I wanted to show you guys, that it's okay that, you know, to dupe shades within brands. Because, obviously, if you're not into the red tones, but you want, I'm kind of deepening it up so that way you can actually see a white, like... If I did one little swatch of a white, you wouldn't see it. So, that was Glucose in the Blood Sugar palette. And I also found it in the Cremated, which is Death Blow. Which is, oh Jesus, is this one. So, let's take a look at that. And they're both very... stark white shades, you know. So you're not gonna. Another thing is, like, if you use the white in Glucose a lot, you have the white in the Cremated palette. See, the whites are like, they're white, obviously. So obviously, you're gonna find a lot of neutrals. Ooh, that would look like a neat palette. Eyeshadow combo. So I'm gonna wipe my arm off again, so that way we could start over. The next one I found is also in Blood Sugar, And that is Fresh Meat, which is this deeper red shade down here at the bottom, right in the middle, well, just about in the middle, at the bottom. And the other one I found was in the Jawbreaker palette, which was Raspberry, which is this shade. And again, I feel like it's okay. And these ones are a little off. Like Raspberry is more red toned, I guess. But let me see. There's a little bit of a tone difference, but very close. So if you do like the shade Fresh Meat in the Blood Sugar palette, you got, yeah, see. I think from afar you can definitely, I don't want to keep the red on too long, just simply because it will end up staining right away if I keep like a reds or pinks on. And, you know, like I don't mind that on my eyes, because then it'll last all day. But on my arm, I don't. I don't want it on my arm all day. So I also found the shade in the Jawbreaker palette, Good Morning. Good Morning, which is this one next to the white one, which is like a pale pink. Just trying to get a good swatch, because this is very pale. Ugh. Alright, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. One more. Okay. You guys can see that a little bit. So that is Good Morning. And in the Conspiracy palette, I feel like My Pills is pretty darn close to it. Right here, that second one. Oh, yeah. Now, of course, because, like I said, I want to... And if you can see, they're pretty close. Right now, I think this second one is coming off more pink, like deeper pink, because of my arm being stained a little bit, so... I really feel like there's quite a bit in the Jeffree Star palettes that are, dupes. But I don't feel like they're, like, duping, like, so many in one palette from this other palette. Like, it's not like there's 5 or 6 shades from one palette and then 5 or 6 shades in another palette to make this palette. Like, he didn't do that. There are very unique, individualized palette or shades to each palette, which is important to note. So the next one I found was in the Cremated palette, wherever you are, Cremated. I have a mess right here on my desk right now, but Cremated was Inheritance, and Inheritance is this one right here, this I don't know, greenish shade. So we're gonna swatch that. And also we found one in Blood Money, of course, because that is a greenish shade. Of course we would find it in. And I feel like Persuasion right here is pretty darn close. Let's check it out. And here, Persuasion. highest. So, tell me, what do you guys think tell me down below what you guys think of. Am I close to some of them? Are there spot on dupes? What do you think about this? Like, is it okay? Do you guys think it's okay for brands to be doing this? Like, there's some other brands that I feel like do this. Definitely ColourPop. You know ColourPop is doing it. No, they have to be doing this. Have to be. Like, they have dozens of eyeshadow palettes, right? Like, dozens. So, that's why I feel like it's okay. Like, it's not, Jeffree Star is not the only brand doing this. Like, the next one, also from Conspiracy Palette, is the shade Conspiracy. Ooh, let me open her up. And Conspiracy's that other green one. And these, I don't know if these are direct dupes, but they were, I found that they were pretty close. Here's Conspiracy. Okay. And I found in Blood Money, Money Heist, which is, I feel like, I just put my arm in a whole eyeshadow palette. Money Heist. Now, I feel like these are gonna, I want to show you something. These are really close for swatches wise. You see, I feel like they're close. But the only difference I see is that Money Heist has more of a shift to it. Is more of a, has more of a duochrome effect to it. So those are super close. But if you like the tone of Money Heist, but don't want it as a duochrome, or you could even match them together. Here I am going like this, and you guys can't see. But I feel like they're really complementary of each other, very close. I think, obviously, he did Blood Money after Conspiracy. So he, I feel like, is just working with, maybe throwing in a couple duochromes, a couple of shifty colors, which is fabulous. I think that's what we want from Jeffree Star, is some more duochromes like this. So, and like obviously ones, oh my gosh, obvious ones that we know, obviously, are like, he's got a couple black ones, like in Conspiracy, it's my ride's here. I'm not gonna swatch these ones, but because, like, my ride's here, that's your black shade. In the Cremated palette, it's your matte black hearse. I'm not gonna swatch them. We know what black they swatch pretty darn, you know, they're dupes. Blacks are blacks. Just like I said, the whites are whites. Like, they're shade, you know, they're a black eyeshadow shade is black. It's a matte black. You know, there's not much changing the tone of an actual black matte shade. And also, obviously, the Jawbreaker mini with the big Jawbreaker, you have those 3 shades that are actually the same shade, the same name, you know, everything in the big Jawbreaker and the mini breaker palette, which is Bubblegum, Bite Me, and Purple Punch. Let's see. Bubblegum, Bite Me, and Why did I say Purple Punch? Bubblegum Bite Me. Well, Bubblegum and Bite Me, okay? How about that? Just Bubblegum and Bite Me. I don't know why I said Purple Punch was in both of them. Who knows? So, Bubblegum and Bite Me are in this palette. Also, Bubblegum and Bite Me are in this palette. So, that is all that I have found. But again, like I said, guys, I feel like it's okay that brands do this because that's the only way for them to expand and make money. Like, obviously, like, if Jeffree Star didn't put any smaller shade, you know, some other shades, if he didn't dupe his palette, not palettes, if he didn't dupe his shades, there would definitely be a lot less palettes. There, you know, but, and again, like I said, ColourPop is definitely doing it. I feel like Anastasia Beverly Hills has, I haven't taken a deep look into ABH because I don't have a lot of ABH palettes. I have like 3 of them, like of the actual ABH. But the Norvina, think about those big Norvina palettes. And I shouldn't be judging the brands if I don't have the palettes, right? Like, I can't swatch them to know the tone differences. But think about those ABH large Norvina palettes. Those are there's 4 of them that have like 30 shades in there. Like 30 times 4. That's 120 shades. Then the Norvina line has 3 or 4 of those little mini 9 pans. That's 9 times 3 is 27. Another 27. That's 147 shades of eyeshadows. And you can't tell me there are not some dupes or really, really, really close shades to them. So again, I know more than just Jeffree Star is doing this, where there's really close shades, real close shades, or spot on dupes. Brands have to do it, and it's okay. Like, obviously, like, he probably did the right thing by, even though not many people are happy, but by discontinuing the Alien palette. It's an obnoxiously large looking palette. So what does he do? He put some shades into one palette and some shades into another. And for those people that got a hold of that palette, you got a couple exclusive colors, you know, which that he's probably not gonna dupe or try not to dupe until way later when other people don't even know about the Alien palette or could only dream about the Alien palette like, they don't even have it. Like, it's not even possible. So that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys stayed till the end because I felt like this was interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to do anything like this with any other brands. Maybe in the future, like when I have more of a certain brand. Or if I do come across some shades from one brand that dupes each other, maybe I could combine a couple brands, like, or this brand and this brand duping. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So in the meantime, have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!